Every day, I make an effort to remember to do things that slightly ease his life. What if I told you that the endearing couple who won our hearts while remodeling homes in a little Mississippi town has emerged as one of HGTV's most influential figures? Previously, Ben and Erin Napier operated a nearby stationery business. These days, they do more than just remodel homes. They are working with scores of other TV personalities and changing entire American cities. The weird part comes next. All the while, they are staying loyal to their small-town roots and raising 2 young kids. You won't believe Ben and Erin Napier's progress and future plans, so fasten your seatbelt. Their beginnings. Millions of people watched Ben and Erin Napier's efforts renovating historic homes. They gained national recognition as a result of their success on the HGTV series Home Town. However, their narrative started a long time ago. The two were first introduced in a single assignment at Jones County Junior College in Ellisville, Mississippi in 2004. Erin Napier worked for the yearbook and was a student studying design. She was requested to compose a narrative about Ben Napier, a classmate. That encounter sparked a collaboration that eventually developed into a lucrative career in television, carpentry, and design. On the little college campus, Ben Napier stood out. Standing at 6, he was easily identifiable in any situation. He was known for being more grounded and contemplative than other kids, and he studied history. Erin finished her task, and they developed a close bond during the encounter. Erin's upbringing was crucial to her subsequent professional success. She spent a lot of time outside while growing up in Mississippi. She liked to explore forested regions, climb trees, and look for arrowheads. Her attention to detail and love of natural materials and history were shaped by these early interests. Ben acquired abilities outside of the classroom as well. He gained a lot of knowledge about woodworking methods, furniture repair, and workmanship, while working part-time in an upholstery and furniture store while studying history. That was the beginning of his ability to appreciate older objects by identifying wear and markings. Ben and Erin continued their jobs after graduating from college. Erin began his career in business graphic design. Later on, she started her own business, Lucky Lucks, that focused on personalized stationery. The company was successful once her ideas were seen by people all over the world. Ben kept up his carpentry and became active in the neighborhood's growth. The pair made the decision to reside in Laurel, Mississippi, Erin's hometown. Laurel had a lot of difficulties during the moment. Many stores had closed, many older homes were in disarray, and the downtown area had deteriorated. Ben became a member of Main Street America, a group dedicated to reviving downtown communities across the country. In the end, he was elected president of the Laurel chapter. He promoted the preservation of old structures and helped draw in new enterprises in this capacity. Erin started using a blog to record their work during this time. She gave pictures and anecdotes about the town they lived in and the rehabilitation projects they worked on. An increasing number of people outside of Mississippi were drawn to her internet presence. The preservation of historic dwellings and the specifics of small-town life captivated readers. The duo caught the attention of industry producers. They thought a wider audience could be drawn to Ben and Erin's work in Laurel. The pair hesitated at first. Since television was not their intended job path, they had no desire to be on it. But after being informed that their platform might enable them to assist more individuals and support small-town growth, they consented. HGTV debuted Home Town in January 2016. Ben and Erin assisted families in restoring older homes in Laurel as part of the initiative. In contrast to other remodeling programs, the format placed more emphasis on craftsmanship, design, and history than on drama or conflict. In each episode, a family bought a house and then worked with Ben and Erin to fix it up. The design work was overseen by Erin. She concentrated on design, color, and decor that struck a balance between the requirements of the present and the preservation of the past. Ben's main areas of interest were woodworking, creating custom furniture, and bringing back the original elements of a property. Together, they demonstrated to the audience respect for architectural heritage and useful talents. Home Town swiftly rose to prominence as one of HGTV's most popular programs. Because of its emphasis on community and craftsmanship, it attracted a sizable national audience and received favorable reviews. The show showed restoration as a methodical, significant process while avoiding dramatic conflict. Laurel herself was also emphasized in the program. Local companies, craftspeople, and citizens were frequently highlighted. In addition to the economic benefits of the television series, this raised awareness and brought tourists to the area. Ben and Erin increased the scope of their work as the show's appeal increased. They established Laurel Mercantile Company, a retail establishment in downtown Laurel that offers American-made products, such as furniture created by Ben and home goods created by Erin. Fans of the show started going to the store. Later, HGTV produced a spin-off called Home Town Takeover, in which Ben and Erin sought to revitalize an entire town instead of just one house. This extension showed how their impact has spread beyond Laurel and into more general community development. The pair also had children outside of television. Helen and May are their two daughters. Even though the media occasionally discusses their private lives, their public work in television production, remodeling, and design always takes precedence. Home Town has continued to play a major role in HGTV's schedule over the years. Throughout its many seasons, it has included families with a variety of needs and backgrounds, while adhering to small-town ideals and historic preservation. The program has accomplished more than just attracting viewers. More people now enjoy living in tiny towns, preserving historic homes, and creating things with care. Ben's woodworking continues to be a crucial component of the program's character. His handmade pieces, which are intended to link the family to the past of the house, are included in every project. Rather than focusing on fads, Erin's design philosophy prioritizes classic, practical settings. When taken as a whole, their work conveys a coherent message that small towns are worthwhile investments and that historic buildings may be conserved and modified for contemporary use. The ascent of Ben and Erin Napier from a Mississippi college assignment to nationally acclaimed television personalities serves as an example of how local endeavors may blossom into national impact. Their careers grew as a result of their talent, community service, and the public's interest in their story, not because they sought celebrity. Hometown is still a popular series. The Napiers are still involved in community development and television, and Laurel Mercantile Company is still in operation. Their experience is indicative of a larger American media trend toward local narrative and authenticity. The tale of Ben and Erin Napier, from a yearbook assignment in 2004 to the development of nationally televised television shows, shows how individual abilities and a commitment to the community may result in widespread acclaim. What difficulties do these power couples currently face? As we delve into it, stay tuned. Current difficulties. Yes, a kitchen will always be more costly. Greetings from the Nines. The television program Hometown has made Ben and Erin Napier famous across the United States. People observe how they revitalize small communities and repair dilapidated homes. On screen, they exude strength, joy, and vitality. However, their lives have not always been easy behind the scenes. They have experienced health issues, difficult decisions, and criticism from others. Just like any other family, millions of people observe every choice you make when you're on television. Erin frequently discusses her favorite designs, which range from vintage furniture to delicate paint hues. While some viewers applaud her decisions, others publicly criticize them on the internet. They make disparaging remarks regarding the appearance of the houses. Erin mentioned this one day while Hometown Takeover was being filmed in Sebring, Florida. Regarding the homes they worked on, she claimed that people had been crude. Families that genuinely reside in those homes are something that many people did not consider. Families also view offensive content when it is put online. Erin urged viewers to exercise kindness and to consider their words carefully. Anger was once again directed toward a house with a white and green striped awning. Because it was affordable and preserved the house's heritage, Erin had selected that design. She ought to have constructed a wooden arch instead, according to some. Erin clarified that when money is tight, you occasionally have to make difficult choices. Not everyone agreed with her response. Another home's kitchen flooring was the subject of discussion. Some claimed that Erin and Ben's decision to maintain the previous floor went against the new design. Fans on the internet got into heated debates over these little choices. The Napiers persisted despite everything. They gave an explanation of their decisions, but declined to alter them. They reminded viewers that not all aspects of a project are shown on television. Schedules, family requirements, and budgets all come into play. There have occasionally been whispers that Ben and Erin may leave. HGTV posts on social media implied that they might leave because they were sick of the pressure. The pair gave a straightforward response to the rumors. They stated that they had no intention of resigning. They still like supporting towns and families. However, It demonstrated how much speculation occurs when one is well known. On the internet, any word or image may become a tale. Beneath his enormous stature and beaming smile, Ben has had numerous health challenges. In 2023, he underwent shoulder surgery. He had to be extremely cautious of his movements for months after doctors restored cartilage, cut off a bone spur, and repaired a torn rotator cuff. He was no longer able to strike a hammer or lift large objects. He acknowledged that the hardest part of being on set was sitting about and watching other people work. Ben is a man who enjoys being active. It was hard to watch from the sidelines. Since a basketball injury as a child, he has also struggled with ankle pain for many years. Erin revealed that he began using a novel therapy known as StemWave in 2025. It is intended to aid in the healing of his ankle's injured tissue. Ben described the ankle as destroyed, indicating how serious the injury was. His blood pressure and weight have presented additional difficulties. Doctors told Ben for a long time that he needed medication to manage his blood pressure. Rather, he chose to make big adjustments. He improved his diet and exercise habits and shed about 100 pounds. To keep himself on track, he even constructed a gym at home. He was able to prevent long-term health hazards by losing that weight. The Napiers had to deal with COVID-19 just like many other American families. Erin revealed that 3 of the 4 family members tested positive at the beginning of 2024. Although they were fortunate to survive, it served as yet another reminder that everyone faces difficulties, even celebrities. Ben and Erin deal with the everyday stress of managing enterprises in addition to their health and criticism. In their Mississippi town, they own a business called Laurel Mercantile Company. To purchase items there, people come from all over. Their workload is increased by managing employees, keeping up with demand, and juggling it with filming dates. They also film a number of shows, such as Hometown Takeover and Hometown. It takes months to develop, build, and edit each one. There are strict deadlines. Families rely on them to do tasks on schedule. HGTV anticipates that episodes will be prepared for broadcast. It's hard to relax with all these demands. The Napiers are nevertheless transparent about their difficulties in spite of these obstacles. Ben provides updates on his procedures and therapies. Erin chronicles her anxiety journey and her concerns. They don't act as though they are flawless. They demonstrate that even well-known people have stress, health issues, and criticism. They also serve as a reminder of the purpose of their labor. Helping their village and other small towns across America has always been important to them. Notoriety has never been the focus. They are able to maintain their composure when the pressure mounts, thanks to their focus. As of right now, Ben and Erin Napier are well known thanks to their HD television program, Hometown. Their narrative started with the straightforward notion of renovating historic homes in their tiny Mississippi town of Laurel. They aimed to revitalize their town by restoring beauty to abandoned homes. A modest endeavor grew into a much larger undertaking. Their work has expanded beyond Laurel throughout the years, influencing other communities, businesses, and national discussions on community life and parenting. Renovators and, above all, parents of 2 young kids. They have hectic, multi-layered lives that are full of both setbacks and victories. Napier's work in Sebring, Florida, is their biggest and most well-known project. Season 3 of their spin-off series, Hometown Takeover, is set in this lakeside village. Sebring had gone through the same downfall that many American small towns had. Downtown streets became quieter, businesses closed, and ancient structures started to collapse. To alter that narrative, the Napiers arrived with their team. Circle Park, the circular meeting spot in the town center, is one of Sebring's most important areas. It served as a communal icon for many years, but it required maintenance to be inviting once more. It was updated by the Napiers and their team to make it more hospitable and practical for events and daily use. Renovating Sebring Soda, a cherished store that has catered to families for many generations, was another project. While updating the shop's appearance, historic elements like antique transom windows and vintage cabinets were preserved. These decisions are a reflection of their broader strategy, which honors a location's past while revitalizing it. In Sebring's 6 episodes of Hometown Takeover, viewers see the completion of over a dozen projects. These include private residences, public areas, and nearby companies. Every project conveys the same message. Small towns are important, and they may flourish once more with the right support and guidance. This endeavor is more than just construction for the Napiers. It is about community identity, pride, and hope. Through partnerships, the Napiers have increased their design influence beyond television. Their collaboration with the lighting brand Shades of Light is among their most noteworthy alliances. Together, they developed a line of lighting items that drew inspiration from Laurel, their birthplace. They are aware of their desires. They have no idea where to look. But the designs blend traditional Southern charm with contemporary elements, making their style accessible to homes all around the country. Fans who like the way Hometown looks can now incorporate some of that style onto their own living rooms, bedrooms, or kitchens. This type of collaboration demonstrates how the Napiers have transformed their artistic vision into a brand that transcends the screen. Their primary HGTV program, Hometown, is another way they carry on their job. HGTV declared in 2023 that the show would continue to air new episodes until 2027 under a new contract. This indicates that the Napiers will carry on with their goal of revitalizing historic homes and sharing tales of Laurel, Mississippi. This renewal demonstrates to those who have been with them from the beginning that their attraction is still strong and that people want to see more of their work and narrative. Ben and Erin have taken on the role of nonprofit founders, which goes beyond design and television. They established an organization named Osprey in the middle of 2023. The term represents traditional parents rearing active young people. This organization is focused on how kids use technology and social media. The Napiers have made no secret of their opinion that children shouldn't use social media until they are in high school. They are concerned that children's relational confidence may be harmed by excessive internet use. They want to use Osprey to encourage families to slow down, spend more time together, and allow kids to grow up without as much pressure from the internet. Both support and criticism have been expressed for the concept. While some parents contend that technology is too ingrained in daily life to be avoided, others view it as a useful guide. Ben and Erin see the organization as a continuation of their principles as community leaders and parents. The Napiers continue their personal endeavors while managing television series, partnerships, and a foundation. Renovating a country home outside of Laurel is one of their continuing projects. Their family is supposed to utilize this house as a haven where they can escape schedules and cameras. This house is thoughtfully constructed to strike a balance between comfort and beauty, just like the homes they rebuild for others. For them, it stands for relaxation, which is frequently elusive in their hectic life. Their biggest issue is juggling all of these obligations with family life. Helen and May are their two daughters. According to both parents, their top priority is to prioritize their family. They continue to live in Laurel, surrounded by friends and family, despite the demanding nature of business or shooting. Erin has expressed her desire for her girls to grow up in a community where they can play outside, get to know their neighbors, and feel like they belong. Many of their decisions, including where they reside and the initiatives they embark on, are influenced by that vision. They don't have an easy existence. It takes a lot of planning, hard labor, and long hours to film a show like Hometown Takeover. Furthermore, managing a company like Laurel Mercantile has additional accountability. They are also required to travel, conduct interviews, and oversee collaborations. Erin has revealed that she occasionally worries about the impact on the family, and that these many facets of job can be draining. Nevertheless, the drive to provide their kids with a fulfilling existence keeps Ben and Erin going. Ben and Erin Napier are at the intersection of multiple worlds today. Millions of viewers' perceptions of tiny communities are shaped by these television hosts. They are designers that produce goods that are delivered to homes all throughout the nation. These leaders of charitable organizations are encouraging families to reconsider technology. They are entrepreneurs who give back to the community. Fundamentally, they are parents attempting to provide loving and caring care for their two girls. The significance of their work, rather than merely the large jobs they perform, is what makes their narrative unique. They constantly adhere to the same principles, whether they repair a soda shop in Florida, manufacture lamps for a large corporation, or form a group to assist others. It has not been an easy journey for them. They have had to cope with health issues, demanding jobs, and the pressure of being in the spotlight. Nevertheless, they maintain their Laurel roots while expanding their impact. For many viewers, they serve as role models for striking a balance between career, family, and personal values, in addition to being home renovators. There is much more to Ben and Erin Napier's current work than just a list of projects. It depicts a couple learning to safeguard their time and health while using their skills to uplift others. Their story demonstrates that success is more about being loyal to what really matters, family, than it is about celebrity or contracts. the life behind the cameras. Ben and Erin Napier have made a career out of community service and home restoration. However, when the cameras are off, not much is known about their family. Behind the public persona, they lead a healthy existence. They spend their time cooking, gardening, raising kids, upholding customs, and taking pleasure in the areas they have created for themselves. They haven't been far from their roots because of fame. They claim that they wanted outdoor activities to influence their children's childhood, and that their days in Mississippi and at their country house are frequently full of outdoor enjoyment. Their daughters, Helen and May, are at the heart of it all. May, the youngest child, is still figuring out her role in the family, but Helen, the oldest, already exudes a spirit of adventure. When tasks necessitate time away from Laurel, both daughters accompany their parents on trips. The daughters accompanied them in Florida during the Sebring season of Hometown Takeover, adding a personal touch to the program. Viewers were reminded that there is more to their lives than what is shown on camera. The family's country home is where they spend a lot of time. This house is outside of town, with lots of open space and tall pine trees all around. It's not like their Laurel home. There are enough spaces for the kids to run barefoot, climb trees, or dig in the soil, and it feels cozier. Erin has frequently stated that she wants her daughters to make the most of their childhood outdoors and return inside with filthy clothes and untidy hair. Constructed in the 1930s, the mansion has withstood the test of time. It is held together by aged pine beams. A large portion of the original woodwork is still present, and the floors are composed of wide planks. Ben wants to emphasize how well-made everything was. Even when a tree fell on the house during a tornado in the 1980s, he once remarked, there was hardly any damage. The Napiers have strived to preserve that character, and it is a structure designed for longevity. The rooms have a cozy, lived-in vibe. Instead of making the design feel like a showpiece, Erin has made it feel like a family area. The kitchen is functional and hospitable. Conversation is encouraged in the living room. Playing, reading, and creating are all done in Helen and May's bedrooms. Ben built a handmade crib that is one of the most individualized items in the house. They carefully put it aside when May outgrew it, so they might use it later. It might contain grandchildren. Horses are a must. All right, there are horses out there. They are looking for a nearby home. At the country house, the Napiers also constructed a garden and greenhouse. They plant hydrangeas together, the same flowers Erin brought to her wedding. The building has layers of memory and history thanks to the use of recycled windows and old barn doors. May and Helen assist with planting seeds, gathering herbs, and watering. They learn how to care for something and see its growth through these simple tasks. They continue to incorporate community life into their daily lives. Ben grew up in a household where service was a regular part of life. His parents were preachers, and charity was the norm. He still remembers those teachings now. He strives to instill the same principles in his daughters, shares what he grows, and helps out his neighbors. In order to help their kids feel like they belong, Erin fills their home with customs, family dinners, crafts, and festivities. In their lives, travel does play a part. Instead of working alone, they saw it as an opportunity for a family adventure. Travel frequently involves taking the girls to museums, stables, or parks so they can explore. Erin posted pictures of Helen and May exploring new locations or learning about history. These instances demonstrate that they find time for play and exploration, even when juggling their television obligations. They also cling to milestones that may appear insignificant to others. They thought it was a memorable family moment when May got out of the crib. These events are marks of time they wish to commemorate, rather than merely transitions. Erin has expressed her awareness of how rapidly childhood goes by when their daughters are still young and life is full of exploration. She frequently claims that these are the best years of their lives. The dwellings of the Napier family are a reflection of their personality. They favor restoration over replacement, preserving original windows, doors, and beams whenever feasible. Handmade items, repurposed wood, and nostalgic accents that connect the past and present are all evident in their environments. Their interiors are cozy and filled with books, toys, and artwork created by kids. Family photos line shelves, and plants sit by windows. It's not a showroom. It is a location with stories. There are difficulties in the life behind the scenes. Parenting daughters has been an adjustment, Ben acknowledges. Having 3 brothers as a child has made it difficult for him to mentor and correct girls. Whether he is being too gentle or too strict, he frequently frets about striking the correct balance. Erin participates in this educational process as well, as the two of them work through the challenges of child-rearing. Their equilibrium may also be put to the strain by the demands of filmmaking. Family dinners are occasionally hurried or delayed due to long days on set, renovation deadlines, and physical labor. Production timelines might sometimes take precedence over creativity. Time and effort are also needed to maintain their garden and country home. Nature is not always understanding. Gardens require ongoing maintenance, and old houses require repairs. They deal with the same combination of happiness and hardship as any family that maintains a home and tends to land. The significance of their decisions is evident, notwithstanding those difficulties. Their initiatives go beyond simple tasks. They are gifts and lessons for May and Helen. They instill patience, a love of craftsmanship, and respect for tradition. They learn about responsibility and caring when their girls assist in the garden or water plants. These lessons are now brought to life in the country house. They congregate there for leisurely coffee mornings, afternoon reading sessions, and campfire evenings. Erin has expressed her desire for her daughters to recall the sensation of running through grass, scaling trees, and splashing in streams. The duration of these moments surpasses that of any television season. Their personal lives influence what they do in public. Erin frequently finds inspiration in her own farm-raised memories. She incorporates such recollections into her works. Lessons of history and endurance are also ingrained in Ben's carpentry. Together, they build homes that uphold the same principles that they defend for themselves. They are cautious about what they reveal to the public, giving supporters a sneak peek without going too far. A visit to a museum here and a glimpse of a family vacation there are sufficient to demonstrate that life is about more than just the show. It's also about raising daughters and making memories. Their decisions are influenced by their knowledge of the passing of time and how quickly childhood is gone. They understand that the number of evenings they spent together will be more important in the future than the number of episodes they taped. Behind the scenes, Ben and Erin Napier lead both normal and remarkable lives. Ordinary in the sense that meals, gardening, chores, and school runs are all part of the same routines that many families are familiar with. Unusual since, despite living in the spotlight, they have decided to preserve these habits. This is a tale of striking a balance between achieving great things on camera and taking pleasure in the little things at home. How do you feel about Erin and Ben leading a modest life? Let us know what you think in the comments section. Remember to subscribe, like, and follow for more motivational posts like this one. Please watch the remaining videos on your screen before leaving. Thank you for viewing.